What is up guys, Jay Blanks here from Blanks Gaming with another Monster Hunter video, and today's video will be a quick video on explaining sharpness and how it affects your damage output, how it degrades, as well as how to maintain your sharpness and increase it. So if you guys learned something today, feel free to drop a like and feel free to subscribe. It really does help the channel out and I really do appreciate all of the support. So having said that, let's begin the video. Now, the first thing we want to go over is how sharpness affects your damage output, and each level or color of sharpness is associated with a different damage multiplier. And as you can see here, the different levels are white, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. And you can see that the damage multipliers are different for raw damage versus elemental damage. And as you can see, it's more significant on raw damage, so we're going to be looking into that for our examples because it is a lot easier to notice the change in damage per hit. So the significant drops are found in white to blue, blue to green, yellow to orange, and orange to red. And just to show you some examples, as you can see in white sharpness, I can hit up to 33 with a critical hit to the body, and with a charged attack, I am hitting about 63. And once I get to blue sharpness, you can see that I'm only hitting up to about 29. And then with a jump attack or charged attack, you can see that it drops down to 57 because of that 12% decrease in the damage multiplier. And then moving on to green, it goes down 15%. So I'm only hitting about 26 to the body. And with a charged attack, I can hit up to about 48. So the drop in damage multiplier is less significant from green to yellow since it's only about 5%. You'll be hitting the same amount, but you'll start to notice some of your attacks will bounce off depending on where you hit. And this is a lot more noticeable when you get to orange sharpness. It is more likely for your attacks to bounce off when it's not a weak area. And if you look at my charged attack, it's only hitting about 40 compared to the 48 at green sharpness. And once you get to red, the jump attack will only hit about 23 because it is 50% of what your normal hit is. And it'll bounce off almost every time when it's not a weak area, as you can see here. And also, you'll notice that even if it's a weak area, your numbers are not orange anymore because of your sharpness. So you definitely want to keep that sharpness up. Now, just to briefly go over how sharpness degrades, each level of sharpness has its own health bar, let's say, and once that reaches 0, it goes down to the next level of sharpness. And different hits will take a different amount of sharpness. For example, a regular attack will be -1, and a attack that bounces off or is deflected will be -2 to your sharpness. And also, charged attacks do take a lot more sharpness than regular attacks, as well as blocking. Blocking certain attacks will take a lot more, such as the Nergigante dive. So that definitely does decrease your sharpness as well. So keep an eye out for that when you're in battle. And as you can see, the different levels of sharpness vary per weapon. If you look at this one, the green section is a lot larger than the others. So it will definitely last longer before it goes down to yellow compared to blue going down to green. There is a way to increase your sharpness, and that is by using the handicraft skill. And if you look, you can see that each level of the handicraft skill increases your sharpness by a certain amount, and this increased sharpness will have a different effect on different weapons. If you look at the Maladies Tabar, increasing the handicraft skill will bring its sharpness from blue to white, but there are weapons that will stay blue, such as the Master Bang. And also, you're not allowed to increase past the maximum sharpness, such as the weapon made by the Nergigante material. Since it's already at max, there's no way that the handicraft skill will have any effect on it. The last thing we want to go over is maintaining your sharpness. And maintaining your sharpness is very important because it does keep that damage multiplier at its maximum, which does have a huge impact in every monster hunt. And there are some skills that allow you to maintain this sharpness. The first one we're going to look at is speed sharpening, and this pretty much decreases the amount of time it takes for you to sharpen your weapon using a whetstone. And this pairs very well with the Otogeron skill Protective Polish, and this comes from wearing 4 pieces of the Otogeron armor, and as you can see, your weapon sharpness does not decrease for a set time after sharpening. So this with speed sharpening allows you to pretty much have infinite sharpness, because once that time period ends, you could quickly sharpen your weapon again. Another skill we want to look at is Teostra's Master's Touch skill, and this comes from wearing 3 pieces of the Teostra armor. And as you can see here, this prevents your weapon from losing sharpness during critical hits. So if you have a high affinity paired with this skill, this allows you to also have almost infinite sharpness depending on what your affinity is. If it's 100%, obviously it would be infinite sharpness because every hit would be a critical. And then the last skill we want to look at is the Xenojiva armor. And this one is called Razor Sharp, and as you can see, it halves the sharpness loss, which pretty much doubles the amount of time that your sharpness stays at a certain level. So that pretty much wraps up the video. Just a quick explanation on sharpness and how it affects your damage output, as well as ways to increase and maintain your sharpness. So I hope this helped you guys out, and if it did, or if you learned something today, feel free to drop a like and feel free to subscribe. It really does help the channel out, and I really do appreciate all of the support. Also, if I miss anything, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I'm always open to learning new things and also just helping out everyone else. So having said all that, this is Jay Blanks from Blanks Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.